How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ? As you know, I've made videos in the past dealing with the accused rape cases in the Bible where God supposedly approves of rape. This dealing with Shelley Summers and the atheist Paladin. In the past I have dealt with them, and they continue to claim that the Bible approves of rape via Deuteronomy 22 and 28. But I have recently, after more hardcore studying, even though I've already claimed to have refuted them, have come upon some hardcore, solid, concrete evidence that's going to finally put their argument in its place, along with the user that I was arguing with on Neftali's new video about the reason unbelievers hate or dislike Christians. Without further ado, I'm going to show you this hardcore evidence, and you can use this against any atheist or homosexual that tries to falsely accuse the Bible of approving of rape. Let's go. Let us quickly read through the whole summary of this whole section. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, that means another man lying with a woman that's married to another man, a different man, which is her husband, then they shall both be put to death, both the man that lie with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. This is because he's humbling his neighbor's wife, and her because she's consenting to it. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed, which is engaged, unto an husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, because she consented, being in the city, where she could be heard, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. So 22 is dealing with a married woman. 24 is dealing with an engaged woman, a promised woman. Next, 25. If a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, which is rape, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. So this right here, verse 27, where she cried, would knock off the accusation or assertion that some atheists may try to use, where the damsel didn't cry in the city because her life would have been threatened. No, because the damsel here cried out in the field, away from the city. So the line of thinking between now and back then is different. So nice try, atheists. 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Now in 28, there is no rape here, and a lot of atheists, most of them, will try to assert that there is rape here, because we have here that says lay hold on her. I say that the author would have used the same word, force her and lie with her, as he did in 25. Okay, now here comes the part where I destroy the assertion that 28 is rape. Okay, first of all, Deuteronomy 22 and 28, I would like to point out that the definition for lay hold of, the Hebrew word is going to be tephes. And Strong says that that's going to be catch, handle, lay, take hold on, over, stop, surely, surprise. The primitive root is to manipulate. That's going to be the key thing here. This is the very reason why it is a direct cross-reference to Exodus 22 and 16. here where it says, "And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife." This is the same exact situation. As we know, manipulate and entice can be the same thing. Manipulate can be physical, or figurative or literal, just like entice can be figurative or literal, and both of these words in Hebrew can be figurative or literal, meaning idealistic or physical. So, that being said, I want to point out that nowhere else in the Bible is tethys used in describing a rape. But do you know what is? The one used for 22 and 25, which would be shezek. And I'm not going to read all this. You can, pause and read it for yourself, if you will. But this is the word used in verse 25, which is clearly talking about rape, where it says, "And force her, and lie with her." Now let's take a look at some other examples where shezek is used in rape cases across the Bible, or a couple other examples. We'll take a look at 2 Samuel 13:10-14. You can read all this if you will. You could pause the screen and take a look at it. I'm going to skip to 14. This is talking about how Amnon, I know I'm not saying his name right, is trying to make a move on his sister Tamar, trying to sleep with her, and she's saying no, and he forced her and raped her. 14 says, "Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her." Does that look familiar? Forced her and lay with her. Force her and lie with her. And take note that they both use the same word. This is Deuteronomy 22 and 25, where it says shezek. Okay, now let's take a look at the Samuel verse 13 and 14. What's stronger? Shezek. Let's take another look at a different verse that uses the same thing. Judges 19 and 25. It says, "But the men would not hearken to him, so the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her," which means they slept with her. They knew her. When the King James says knew, like when Adam knew Eve, it means he slept with her. But this says, "and abused her all night until the morning, and when the day began to spring, they let her go." They raped her. Guess what word is used again? Shezek. Not tethys, shezek. This is hardcore proof and evidence that verse 22, or chapter 22 and verse 28, using tethys is not talking about rape. Everywhere else in the Bible where there's a rape case, they use shezek, not tethys. Ladies and gentlemen, God is not stupid, and his people that he chose to write his word are not stupid. They are God inspired. He knew what he was doing, and they knew what they were doing through him. They would have used the same wording if they were talking about rape in 22 and 28. And the very fact that God had it in there to use shezek for every rape case in the Bible and not tethys is proof and hardcore evidence that this is not a rape case, 22 and 28. It is a case of manipulation, and is the very reason why every well-known, high-credible commentator and website source cross-references it with Exodus 22 and 16, the seducing of the virgins, because it is the same situation. So enjoy, share, and use this to destroy the lies of the atheist and homosexual mafia that come to try to that present false accusations against the Bible. Before I go, real quick, 2 cats that I would recommend that do rebuttals and debunks like this would be Christian Truth Hammer and Epidemic 2020. Check those brothers out. This is Crazy 316. I'm out.